Warning: this video contains spoilers for DC Universe's Young Justice Outsiders. Viewer discretion is advised.
DC Universe is out and I paid for a year of it. This is DC Discussion. Readers, we got the first 3 episodes of Young Justice Outsiders, which is pretty much the show everyone was waiting to sign up for DC Universe to begin with, real talk. I mean, you could say the same thing about Titans, which I will get to later on, by the way, don't you worry. But at the same time, you already know that's a lie. Why are you unnecessarily exerting that much energy? Like, I don't see the first episode of Titans Overload in DC Universe's service on its opening day the same way that Outsiders did. These shows do not have the same energy. So with that being said, let's start with episode 1. The thing that I like about this episode is that after we've been given a good summary of what happened during the season finale of Season 2, we immediately get a good understanding of the first arc for Season 3. Kids are being abducted, being Deadpooled into metahumans, and being sold to Apocalypse? What the fuck? Okay, so I know that I shouldn't be surprised seeing Build-A-Metas being paired with Parademons in the first episode of this season. After all, Season 2 ended with Darkseid and Vandal Savage being in bed together, which you should only draw fan art of if you can make them appropriately thick. I'm looking at you, Brute and Brawn. But still, it raises the question why Apocalypse needs metahumans in the first place, considering that it's, Apocalypse. I'm definitely interested in seeing what the endgame is here. And then we just get to a lot of shit. Just a lot of shit. Black Lightning thinks he's killed one of the metahuman kids and is understandably traumatized when he finds out that it was a kid. Dick is doing his Agent Grayson shit investigating the kidnappings with the help of Barbara Gordon, who's transitioned to Oracle, which I'm both happy and sad about because seeing Dick and Barbara together in any capacity just makes me smile. But at the same time, I just hate that the Killing Joke is canon regardless of whatever the show is that I'm watching. And because they can't legally do shit to help, considering what happened in the past 2 seasons, Batman and a handful of other heroes just leave the Justice League. Which is one of the most Batman-ass things to ever Batman in the history of Batman. But that aside, can I just give it up for my dude Dick right quick? Because while everybody else is over here freaking out that Batman did a Batman, he's over here like, I don't got time for this shit. Kids are missing, Barbara. Bruce can stick his dick in crazy for all I care. I'm trying to recruit some peeps so I can go on this mission to figure out what the fuck is going on. The mission being that after metahuman traffickers kidnapped their daughter, the king and queen of Markovia were assassinated after opening their borders to refugees from the events of Season 2. So Dick has to put a team together to find out who could have done it, and see if doing so gets him one step closer to finding out who's responsible for the trafficking. In which case he does. He recruits Artemis, who goes by Tigress now that Wally is currently temporarily dead. Superboy, who's back with Miss Martian and proposes to her to assure her that he's going to make it over the course of the season. And Black Lightning, who resigned from the League separate from Batman because of trauma and my powers don't work no more. Of course he hesitates because of that, but he predictably joins up at the end of the episode. So, strong one overall. We got a good idea of what's going on, what all progress is made between the 2-year gap between the seasons, and most importantly, Calder is Aquaman now. Can you say black excellence? So Batman and co. leaving the League has gotten word around the world, as shown by the uproar it's caused the United Nations. And the thing that I like best about this scene is that it has representatives from both Atlantis and Themyscira. You got the OG Will Wheaton Aqualad repping Atlantis, and Troya perfectly shutting down a petty-ass anti-JLA ambassador without even sweating, bitch. How come a alien metahuman isn't on the League? Because they're all criminals, bitch. Be better or fuck off. I stand. I stand so hard. So now Dick and his team are in Markovia during the wake of the previous king and queen. And we find out that because the eldest heir to the throne is only 17 and is too young to rule the nation by a year, his uncle, the brother of the queen, has to rule in his stead for a year. So he did it. Meanwhile, the youngest prince, who has been trying to find his sister since her kidnapping and working with the royal family's doctor once she confirmed that their bloodline tested positive for the metahuman gene, is pointed in the direction of someone that could help him become a metahuman in order to get to the bottom of it. Computer. Enhance. Computer. Compare image from previous episode. It's the same evil ass doctor from the first episode, Jesus Christ. So you already know you already know what's gonna happen. The prince trusts the family physician, and Dr. X betrays him after showing him the metahuman lab, which is literally in a children's hospital. But not before Superboy and Black Lightning find it first, discover a dissected father box, and get ambushed by Count Vertigo and another metahuman resembling the one Black Lightning attacked in episode 1, which rightfully so triggers the fuck out of him. And the episode ends with both Superboy and the prince captured, with the family doctor starting the process of turning the prince into a metahuman, which makes me think that maybe she's not all bad? Or at least not in cahoots with the villain? I don't know, that shit was still whack though. So I forgot to mention this, but during the assassination of the King and Queen of Markovia, we're introduced to a refugee, I think? She's captured during the assassination in episode 1, and shown to be killed during it in episode 2, only for us to discover she's a metahuman that can bring herself back to life and create shields made out of light. You know, like you do. She's discovered by Tigress, who brings her along for the ride when they discover an unconscious Black Lightning who escaped from the metahuman lab attack and nurse him back to health. That's how she and Dick discover that there is a lab in Markovia making and trafficking metahumans, and that Superboy has been captured. As far as the refugee girl, who looks like she may be part of Batman's Outsiders group once we get to that part of the season, she seems calm to me considering everything that's happened to her.
Kill.
Oh. Anyway, we find out who Count Vertigo is working for. And guess who the fuck it is, bitch? Actually, that's a trick question. Because you already know who the fuck it is. It's the Queen's fucking brother. So when Teen Dick comes in to try and rescue the kids that are incubating and fails, of course he's gonna use the fact that the prince is now a metahuman to his advantage. And when the prince does wake up and finds out that he is a metahuman now, not only is he scared out of his fucking mind because he's a magma monster, but the moment that he realizes that his uncle is responsible for the deaths of his parents and the kidnapping of his sister, he heads right the fuck back to apply some pain to his ass head on, which he plans to apply directly to the forehead, bitch. Superboy is going off to retrieve him / calm his ass down, while the rest fight off Count Vertigo and his henchmen, the metahuman from earlier, and Dr. X with multiple man abilities, I guess. And that tone has nothing to do with the writing so far. I love it, especially the parts that I'm about to explain next. I just can't stand the pretentiousness and weaselness of this bitch, and I want him to die. Which means that he's doing his job. Anyway, the prince is sloppily squaring off with his uncle while his brother watches in the background, and it's revealed that their uncle is a metahuman too. Then, when the refugee gets gruesomely killed by the metahuman right in front of Black Lightning, he channels his inner Angela Bassett and gets his lightning powers, groove back, removing a device from the metahuman that was causing him to be under Count Vertigo's control. That's when we find out that the reason why this metahuman looks eerily familiar to the one that Black Lightning thought that he killed was because this was the brother of the metahuman that Dr. X lied to him about, saying that his sister died in a heart operation when he actually kidnapped her. Then it's revealed that Dr. X kidnapped him, making him think that he had the same condition that his sister had and had the ability to cure him. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate Dr. X. Long story short, He's on the good guy's side now. Meanwhile, back with the royal family, we are introduced to the best and my favorite bit of writing over the course of these 3 episodes so far, in which the oldest brother is able to use deductive reasoning and common fucking sense to realize that his uncle was responsible for killing his parents instead of believing the seed he tried to plant by making it seem like it was the prince and has his ass arrested, bitch. Yes! Like, you have no idea how happy that made me when I saw that shit. You see, I usually give half-hour shows at least 5 episodes to prove to me that it deserves my time. And if I never saw an episode of Young Justice before this season for whatever reason I might have had, after seeing the resolution in this scenario, I would have been hooked immediately. It was so fucking good, y'all. Anyway, the refugee girl Artemis calls Halo resurrects herself again. Count Vertigo and Dr. X are stopped, and a scared-ass civilian kills the brother metahuman that was freed from their control on some "it's a monster"-ass shit, causing Black Lightning to respectively want to instantly mollywop this motherfucker. And with the prince temporarily banished from Markovia by his brother because of his level of involvement with the metahuman trafficking, the group tries to figure out what their next plan of action is going to be. Doing a great job resolving the arc that was introduced to us in the first episode, but at the same time leaving enough intrigue in the overall arc of the season. With that being said, so far, Young Justice Outsiders is off to a good start. Of course, we're still going to be asking the questions like, why does Apocalypse need metahumans? How soon until Batman forms the Outsiders? Because you know what's going to happen. And also because you know what's going to happen, how soon until they bring Wally West back from the dead? And if you have to ask why would they do that, I'll have to quote my good friend Comic Drake. Because comics. Anyway, readers, your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comments section below what you thought of the first 3 episodes of Young Justice Outsiders if you've seen them. Also, let me know if DC discussion is a thing that you want me to keep doing, because this was really fun to do. I plan on doing a show similar to this for anime and movies if I reach the 1,500 and 2,000 a month goal on my Patreon respectively. So if you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channels and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.